My name is Lacey Smith, and I'm the surviving daughter of Deputy Frank Minnie from the Washoe County Sheriff's Office.
My name is Dustin Smith, and I am Lacey's husband.
I'm Carolyn Sullivan, and I'm the surviving spouse of Sergeant George Sullivan, who was killed in the line of duty January 13th, 1998 at the University of Nevada, Reno Police Department. I'm also the treasurer of Northern Nevada Cops.
My name is Carrie Hudnall, and I've been a survivor for almost 11 years. My husband was a Kern County Sheriff's Officer, a deputy. His name is William Joseph Joe Hudnall Jr., and he was killed November 14th, 2006.
My name's Dirk Borgononi. I'm the surviving spouse of Nevada Highway Patrol Trooper Kara Kelly Borgononi. Her end of watch is February 28, 2008.
My name is Jennifer Grant Blount, and I am a surviving adult child. My dad, Deputy David Grant, was killed in the line of duty on May 31st, 2004, and he was with the Tuolumne County Sheriff's Office in Sonora, California.
He was the life of the party. He was the class clown, and he was really just everybody's best friend. And that was something that we realized going through the funeral process, is that everybody that knew him referred to him as their best friend. One of our favorites, and it's been a long time favorite, is just the Jack Ball. And it's been a long tradition with him since the Jack Ball started with Jack in the Box. He made sure his motor unit always had one on it. And not only his motor unit, but every motor unit around him, and any car that was around him had to have a Jack Ball on it.
George was the best husband ever. He made me feel loved and safe, and we had so much fun together. He taught me so many things that prepped me actually for living life without him. How to wire a switch, how to do plumbing, how to do all of the household stuff. And he always put his family above himself. He was an awesome dad, loved his kids beyond measure, and was always playing with them, reading stories to them, working in the yard, tools in the garage. He loved his tools. We used to call him George the Tool Man Taylor.
He was hilarious. He was very loving. He didn't meet a person that didn't instantly become his friend. He loved fishing. He loved playing poker. We'd have poker parties at our house because he played poker so much that I didn't get to see him, so bring it all home. So he brought poker home. He was everybody's friend. He was an amazing dad, amazing husband. Showed his love for me at any chance that he had with anyone that was around, and just made me feel amazing.
Well, what everyone would say is she was tough but fair, but she was also a very loving person, had a great sense of humor, and was actually a really good mom, even though she didn't get to be a mom for long. I think she had a lot of impact on her daughter, but for me, the biggest part was I always remember her being tough but fair, because I always heard from a lot of people, even people she dealt with who were not, weren't the best part of society, how she helped them out. You know, they had messed up, but she cut them some slack and got them the help they needed.
My dad was just a big teddy bear. Very, I'd say intimidating, but a teddy bear at the same time. He was born and raised in Sonora, loved his community. He was a jokester. He loved to play tricks on everybody he worked with. When they would go on call to certain scenes and it wasn't, a very happy situation, he would always find a way to make everybody kind of keep calm or deal with it in a certain way. He'd always know when to crack a joke at like the perfect time. And he was a friend to everyone, even the guys he would arrest and send to jail. I mean, they would come back and thank him for really kind of giving them another chance at life. He was, he just worked really hard. He loved his family, he loved his job, and he was a great person.
It changed everything, and we've always said that there was a shift, and there was life before his accident and life after his accident, and they don't ever cross. There's nothing about life after that even slightly resembles life before.
Obviously it's the most devastating thing for any of us, and I think I could speak for pretty much everybody, and I know it destroyed all of us for a long time.
It was devastating. My children didn't quite understand because they were only 2 and 4. Just trying to navigate the normal things that go on in your home, you know, paying bills and, you know, mowing the yard and taking care of the kids by myself. And I didn't know how to do all that. So it was really just restarting from scratch and trying to work my way through it.
Everybody there starts at the same place. We've all lost somebody, our husband or our wife, in the line of duty. And it's very humbling to realize that there's nobody with a story any different than yours. It's all devastating, and it's all a place where you have to start building from all over again.
We went into it with no expectations. We had no idea what we were getting into or what was going to be waiting for us when we got to Missouri. And we left with more than we could have ever asked for.
And it's a place where you actually feel like you're a square peg fitting into a square hole, where out in the real world, you're a square peg trying to fit into a round hole. It doesn't work, and you don't seem to fit anywhere. And at Spouses Retreat, you completely fit. You can relax, you can be who you are 100%.
People don't talk about this stuff every day. You know, and she can talk to me about it, but I wouldn't have had the same understanding as I do now after going to the retreat.
Both of my children have gone to the kids' camp, and this is a place where they're safe. They can talk about what's happened in their life. It's their story to tell to whoever they want to. And unfortunately, people who are on the outside, you know, their teachers or other parents are like, oh, you shouldn't talk about that. Let's not talk about how your daddy or mommy died right now. But it's their story to tell, and at kids' camp they can. And they can tell it to anybody they want.
It's something that I can't imagine not being a part of at this point. Interestingly enough, we never talked about politics. We never talked about what we did for a living. We never talked about much about the busyness of life at home. What we talked about was the heartache and all of the things that we go through life not talking about were suddenly exposed and accepted and processed.
Northern Nevada Cops is a wonderful organization that not only supports the survivors of law enforcement line of duty death, but we support our law enforcement community. We want not only our survivors to be healthy emotionally and physically, but we want our law enforcement community to do the same. It's a very stressful job, and we want them to stay married. We don't want them to look for unhealthy outlets in their life.
It's amazing, and my kids have benefited so much and have grown to these amazing young adults, or soon-to-be young adults, who are very compassionate, very caring, very understanding, and they're good kids. And I attribute a lot of it to cops, because I don't think I could have done it on my own if I didn't have cops.
Northern Nevada Cops plays a huge part in our lives, and it's something that we are all extremely passionate about. And it is 100% all volunteer, and we survive basically by donations, by the community and law enforcement agencies coming together and financially supporting Northern Nevada Cops. And whatever a company, a business, an agency gives to us financially, 100% of the proceeds goes to our survivors, where we can send them to Washington, D.C. for Police Week. We can send them to the retreats and help them rebuild their lives. We could even help financially with counseling, anything like that. And that's what Northern Nevada Cops does.
So I think it's really important that we come alongside survivors and help them to navigate the waters of line of duty death.